Hey there everyone, it's Ravindra here back with another video. Today we will learn how to secure our .NET MVC app with ASP.NET Core Identity. So let's look into Microsoft Docs and let's see what identity is. And ASP.NET Core Identity is an API that supports UI logic functionality. It means it allows you to use login, registration, change password, and all the authentication and authorization related functionality, and you do not have to write the code. It is provided in the identity API. You just have to use that API, and if you want to custom that API, you can also customize that. So it's just an API that supports UI login functionality, manage users, password, profile data, roles, claims, tokens, email, confirmation, etc. And you can also add some external logins like Facebook, Google, or Twitter login by using this API. And you can find all the detailed information in Microsoft Docs, and if you want to learn it, you can learn it from here about the Microsoft identity or ASP.NET identity or whatever it is, ASP.NET Core identity. So one more thing, I have already created a tutorial on login with ASP.NET Core, and here I have used identity, but it's not a scaffolded way. I have created everything from the scratch, and it has its own benefits and limitation, so we are not going to talk about that. I'm just saying that if you find another video about login in ASP.NET MVC in this channel, so you don't get confused with it. So that was a custom or raw version of identity, which is very limited. There only we have login, registration, and role management and change password functionality. So what we are going to use in this project, we are going to use identity with scaffolding. So keep that scaffolding term in your mind. So let's get started without any delay. So let's open your Visual Studio, click here in create a new project. So type here model view controller, and you will find this ASP.NET Core web app model view controller. So click on next, and let's change its name to ASP.NET identity role based tutorial, and change the location if you want, and I'm going to change it. So click on next. Now look here carefully. Now what you have to do here, you have to select this authentication type, which is individual account. Keep this checked, it is very useful feature. Configure for HTTPS. Click on next, and our project will be created soon. So now our project has created. Now let's close this tab and open this app setting.json. Here we have a connection string, and what I have to do here, I'm just going to copy the connection string that I have created inside my gists. You can also find that. So I'm gonna copy this from here to here, and I'm just gonna paste it here. Okay, so it is very simple and nice. Here is our instance of database. Here goes our database name. So let's name it, what is our project name? ASP net identity role base. So let's name it ASP net identity just YT. YT stands for YouTube. Okay, so we are good so far. Now if we click on this data folder, we already have our application DB context class. Here we don't have to do anything, so let's open this tools and you get package manager console. Now what we have to do here, we just have to write this update database, and it is saying something update database command not found, and here is a spelling mistake. So update database. Okay, so let's see. So it has created a database for us, so let's find it in our SQL server. So if I click here and refresh it, I will find ASP.NET Identity YT, and it has created these much tables. Okay, so let's run this application. So here it is our nice and simple and very familiar UI. So it is a very long name, you can change it: home, privacy, register and login. So what if I click here in register? Let's try to register and let's do it like this: john@gmail.com, password capital JOHN @123, capital JOHN @123. Click here on register. Now it is asking for confirmation, and it basically done through the email accounts. Basically it is a demo application, not a production one, so we do not have to configure a email account here. Just click here to confirm our account. Thanks for confirming your email. So let's see, can we log in? So it was JOHN John @gmail.com, JOHN @123. Login. So it is saying, hello John. Isn't it nice and simple? And actually we haven't write any code till yet, and we already have that much of functionality. So if I click on this john@gmail.com, so we have this section here, and you can update these things from here. Like you can update your email profile from here, you can change your password, and here is your personal data. So till now everything is very perfect, but what if I want to add some more extra field here? I want to add a name here. So what can I do now? How can I find that where to add this field? And if you look here, this is identity/account/manage. It is the page. If we go here in our Visual Studio, here inside these areas, you can find that identity folder, this identity folder. But if you expand it, and you won't find any account folder here. And if I log out from here and go here again in register, you'll find identity/account/register, and you don't find anything here except this view start.cshtml page. So you will see, you might be wondering right now how I can find these pages, from where these pages are coming. Now what we have to do, first of all, we want to add some extra fields here. For that, what we have to do, we have to do nothing very special, just add a class here. Let's name it application user. Application user. Fine. Now what? Just inherit a identity user class. Press Ctrl dot, select this, and it will add this line here using Microsoft ASP.NET Core identity. And now right here, a string, sorry, prop, a string name. Okay, let's add, suppose I also want to add a profile picture. Let's keep this sign here, it means these fields are nullable. Now if we look here, it is a table, and if we look the column of these tables, here we have these columns: username, normalized email, email confirm, password hash, security stamp, concurrency, phone number confirmed, two-factor enabled, lockout and lockout enabled, access field, count. We don't have these fields there, so we have to add these fields in this table, ASP.NET users. Let's see. So we have added these two things here. Now what we have to do, open this application DB context class and press right here angular brackets. Let's write here application user. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to add a product table here also. So I'm just writing here product.cs, add attribute here table, name of table, category. It is a mandatory field. I will show you why I am doing it. So prop int id, prop string name. It will be a required field. I am doing this so that we can also see how we can add extra tables in our database. For that, what we have to do here, write db set name of the table, product, and I'm gonna write here products. So if I write here products, then it will generate a table with the name products. So to prevent that thing, I have written the table name here. Sorry, it is products, not products, product. So to prevention for the name products, we have to add this line here so that it will not generate the products table. Sorry, so that it will generate a table with the name product, not products. That's why I have wrote this table what it is, attribute here. Okay, so we are good so far. Now what we have to do, we have to open this program.cs file and we have to change this thing, and let's write it add identity just remove it. We do not want required confirmed account true. Okay, instead of add, so right here application user comma identity role, and add these two lines here also. Okay, where we have gone. Okay, just keep them aligned, that's fine. Please watch very carefully, otherwise you will get so many errors, and if you are a new user in ASP.NET field, you will get a little bit frustrated. Now where we can find some possible errors, if we go here in the share section, login partial, here we have to change it with application user, press Ctrl dot, use this, copy this, paste it here. Okay, so do not forget to change it here inside this login partial. So where we can find this, we will go again, we will go here inside the views, shared folder, login partial. Here just change this thing, here it was identity user, change it to application user. Okay, now we are good so far. So let's open it, package manager console, right here add migration and customized identity. It's a message, so it will take a while. Okay, so if we look at this file, what it is saying, it is saying that we have added this column here and we have added these functionalities. Let's see, we have created this table also, product. So that was it. We do not need this file right now. If so, let's update our database. Okay, so we have updated the database. So we will look here. Let's see it has added those fields or not. So right click here and click on refresh. So first of all, it has added this table, which is product, and inside this ASP.NET users. Let's see, let's select 1000 rows, and it has added these two fields here, name and profile picture, which must be null right now, name and profile picture. Okay, so we are very good so far, and let's close SQL Server for now. Let's close this tab also. Now run our project. So if we click here in register, okay, we are fine. Let's click here in this login field. Okay, we are fine. So let's do some updation or update or modification in this register page. So now it is a big question where I will find those pages. You won't find, you have to add something for that. These pages are not available right now. You have to overwrite them. And how we will overwrite them? Click here in areas, that is good. In identity, right click here, add. new scaffolded item. Click here in this new scaffolded item. Click here in this identity column. So you do not have lots of options to select, we have only one option here, so add that. Now it will add some NuGet packages. First of all, it need this package for scaffolding. Now it is downloading those things for us. Now you will see a window here. We have these much of files which we have to add. Either you can select this, and whatever you want in your project, you can select one by one, or you can select all of them. It is asking, do you want to override all of them? Yes, I want to override all of them. Now what we have to do here, we have to select our DB context class, which is application DB context. Click on add. Now it has completed, and let's click here. So here inside this pages you can find all the pages. So it is our register page, okay, and it is the code behind of that page. Fine. So we have to do changes here, and I want to add one field here. So where we can find them? Inside this class input model, and let's add here two fields, prop string name, okay, and prop string, let's see, profile picture. And I have put this question mark in the wrong place. It should be here. Okay, so now what we can do, we can and here we do not need this profile picture right now. Okay, no one uploads his profile picture on the registration, sorry, my mistake. And we just need here a name. Okay, so where we can put it, we can put it here. Copy this guy and paste it here. So let's change it to name. Very nice. Copy it here and paste it here, and we do not need this autocomplete. We do not need autocomplete anywhere. So where it is, let's find autocomplete and replace it from everywhere. Okay, so where was we? Here, name, fine. So we have name and name. Okay, now we have added this thing in our view. So if we run this program, let's see what will happen. It is giving me some error, and if we go to our program.cs, what it has done, it has added a line here. These are default identity. So let's comment this guy and let's see, do we get any error or not? Okay, we are moving very slow and steady. Okay, now we are fine. If we click here in register section, you will see here we have this name. Now what we have to do, we have to move here inside this on post, here on post async, Here you can add user dot name equals to input dot name. Okay, so let's try to add this user. Okay, so click here on register. Let's name it Jack. Jack @gmail.com. Let's name it capital ZACK. First letter was capital, then all are small letters. @123. Okay, so let's register it. So we are successfully logged in. Let's click here and let's see. We do not have any information about his name, so we have to add it. For that, we have to go here inside the account/manage. Let's close this tab and find it. So we can find it here inside this areas, identity, pages, account, manage. And we have to click here index.cshtml and index.cshtml.cs. Let's close these register tabs. We do not need them now. And what we have to do here, first of all, let's add a field. Let's add this field here, copy it and paste. And we have to add Control F input model. So let's go there and here add one thing, prop string name, prop. Okay, so remove it. Let's run our project again, and not again, we have to change it here. So here please enter your name. Nice. Let's change it to name. It's to name and it's to name. Okay, we are very good so far. So click here. Okay, so click here in login again and let's log in. Jack @gmail, JACK @123. Click here on remember me. I want it to be remembered by the browser. Okay, so let's log in. Click here. Now you can see name here, and I do not have any name right now, so let's name it Jack, and let's name it Jack Doe. It is a brother of John Doe. Okay, so let's click on save. Now let's see. So now it is saying your profile has updated. So if I click here and these changes are persisted, it is my, and I'm not getting any name here. Let me tell you why. Because I have to do something more for it. And let's go here in the load async section and just close this tab. Sorry, stop this project and name it name equals to, let's name it username equals to username, phone number equals to phone number, user dot name. We can find it from here. Okay, so let's run this project. Let's see. Okay, so if I click here, hello Zach, and it should load the name for me. Okay, so here we are able to see this name. Very good. So now what we have to do, we have to add a profile picture for us. Okay, so for that we need to add some properties here in input model. Okay, so go inside this class and add a field here, profile picture, and image file, and it will be iForm file type. Very good. We have to do one more thing here in the load async section, or load whatever that was, post async. Where is our load async method? Here. So we have to do the same. We have to fetch our profile picture, user dot profile picture. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create a folder here inside this www root, and here let's name that folder is uploads, and here we are going to add our profile picture, and the name of that profile picture will be saved into database. So we will only save the name of profile picture into database and save the actual file here in this folder. So that's the logic behind it. First of all, we need to do some changes here, and let's write here if model dot profile picture, sorry, model dot input dot profile picture, if it is not null, string dot is null or empty, okay, so if it is null, then copy it here. For let's close this div, we will display image here, so let's name it img src equals to uploads slash at the rate model dot input dot profile picture, style equals to width 250, height 250 px, height 300 pixel. Okay, now we are fine. Okay, and let's go here inside this form section, and it should be enc type equals to multipart slash form data, because we want to upload the file and we want to fetch that file. For that we have to enable this feature. So here what we are going to do, we are going to just create this div here. Fine. Now we need here input esp4. Good. But before that, let's copy this guy here, input dot, okay, not this label, form label input dot, and just name this label for profile picture, ASP4 input dot file image file. Okay, that's it. Okay, we are good so far. Now let's move here and here. Before, okay, so what we have to do here, we have to copy this logic. If input dot phone number, rather than this input dot name equals to user dot name, then what we have to do, we just have to write here user dot name equals to input dot name and user manager dot update async user. It should be await. Okay, we are good. Now let's write here, and before that let's add a folder here and let's name it services. So let's add it as services, and here I want to add a class. Okay, let's name it file service. Now let's replace this code from this, and I will provide the source code in the description box, so do not worry about this code. I also do not remember this. I once created it and pasted it somewhere else. Now whenever I need that code, I copy it from there. Okay, now let's create this interface also. So press Ctrl dot and let's see, press Ctrl dot and it is not doing anything. It's okay, we will create it manually. I file service, so let's create it here. Let's name it I file service. Okay, it should be interface. Good. And let's copy this guy and shrink it, paste it here. Okay, so copy this guy also till, okay, now we are good. Now we okay, I have done something wrong there. Actually I have missed the semicolon here. Okay, we are fine now. So what we have to do here, we have to open this program.cs and we have to resolve that dependency here. For that, what we need to do, just click here anywhere in this section, you can write this builder.services.add scoped. Okay, I file service, file service. Okay, we are good. We can close it also. So let's move here in the top. Let's create private read only and name it I file, or we can do it here. So let's click here, I file service, file service. Okay, so press Ctrl dot here, create assign field file service. Okay, so let's put underscore here and here. Okay, now we have injected our file service here. Now we can move here. So here we will write a code for image or image upload, and I already have created a prototype of this project, so I'm gonna copy that code from here. We are not going to waste the time, so let's copy it here. And it's not a too much code, it's very simple code. We are hitting that. First of all, we are checking if this image file is null or not. Then we are saving this file from the file service, and it will save for us and it will return a tuple to us. So if we go here, it is returning the tuple int and string. Inside the int we are getting the status code, and inside the string we are getting the error message or message. So int and string, we have two items. First one is item 1, which is a code. So we are checking that if result.item1 equals to 1, then we are fetching the old image so that we can delete it, and we are storing this item 2, which is returning us the name of image in the user.profile picture. Then we are using this line, which is identity code user manager.update async, which we have used here. And now we are deleting the old image from the folder. So that's the code. Okay, so now let's test this functionality. So here we are a little bit messing with the design. That is okay, that's not a problem. So let's write here jackdo and let's try to save it. Till then, move here and let's remove this margin floating and let's keep it MB2 or M2 from both. It will create a margin from top and bottom. So here it is saying that we have updated our profile. So if we go there again, so our changes are persisted. Now we will do the same with profile picture, and before that let's click on this hot reload button. It is applying the changes. Okay, so we have changed little bit here in the UI section and we are applying those changes. Now those changes are successfully displayed here, profile picture, and here choose file. So let's choose this file and let's try to save it. Okay, now it is looking pretty average, not very good in the terms of designing, and we can do it later if we like. It is just a demo project, so do not worry about designing. Okay, so if I click here again and I'm not updating anything and we are not seeing any changes here, so let's update this profile picture with this. Let's try to save it, and yeah, we are looking very good till now. We have added some fields like name and this profile picture. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to do rule management. Let's log out from here and close this guy. Okay, so let's see. If you click here in this table ASP.NET roles, we don't have any roles yet. So what we have to do, we have to add these roles first. And how can we add those roles? So let's see. First, let's create a folder and name it constants. Constants. Okay, and here what we are gonna do, just add a class my constant or something like that, my constants dot cs. And actually we are not going to use this class, so what we are going to do, we are going to create a enum files, name it, let's see, roles. Yeah, so we have our first role admin and second one is user, and you can add so much more. I just want to add these two roles, admin and user. That's very simple. Now what we're going to do, we are going to seed these roles into database. So let's create a class here and name it dbseeder public static class, and it is gonna be our static class. So if, and we have to add this functionality here. Basically what it is doing here, first of all, actually let's sort on this thing and let's name it where. Okay, where, and actually I have created a prototype project for this first, then I have created this project now. So I have this pre-written code there. Okay, let's change it to what it was, enums role, what we have created. Where it is, constant, my constant roles. Okay. Okay. So okay, and I accidentally closed this file, not this one, sorry, this one, dbseeder. Okay, so click here, control dot, using ASP.NET identity role based constants. Okay, now we are good. And what we are basically doing here, we are creating a method that will create a role and a not super admin, a power user or admin user. So here we are getting the instance of this user manager and role manager, and here we are adding a role which is admin, and here we are adding a role user. And here now we are creating a default record for admin, because we do not want to give functionality to create admin from the user interface, otherwise anyone can be admin. So this code should be hidden from the outside world. Okay, so here what I am doing, here I am creating the instance of this application username this, email this, name this, and okay, so let's change it to admin. Let's change it to admin. Okay, now here email confirmed equals to true, phone number confirmed equals to true. Fine, which is fine. And here user manager find by, and here we are finding this user from the database with this method find by email async with the help of this email. If we do not have any user of this username in the database, then it will create a user for us with this name, and it is a password. So here it is the password for our application, sorry, of this user, and we are assigning a admin role to it. So what I am going to do, I am going to just copy this line. Okay, we will do it in future. Why do it in future? Let's copy it right now and open this areas, identity, pages, account, and let's find this register.cs class. Okay, so here in the on, here inside this on post async method, what we have to do, where we are creating the user and where we are creating the user, let's see, here we are creating the user. If we are succeeded on creating user, then this user will be added with this role, and let's put underscore here, user manager dot add role async user dot and we are fine. We are absolutely fine. Okay, so I guess we have completed this section for now. So let's run this application. Okay, so let's do one thing here. Let's open the SQL server or SQL server. Let's run this command. And here we are not getting any role. Okay, so let's see ASP.NET users and let's find that. Okay, so how can we get this role until we haven't called this method yet? For that, let's open our program.cs file here, and at the end of it we are going to call that method here. So what we are doing here, we are creating a scope for that. If you do it outside this scope like this, app dot services, then it is also acceptable, but it will give you an error. So it will give you error that you can't do it from here, you have to create a separate scope for it. So then you have to do it like this, at least in my scenario, and if you have a better solution for this, you can also write that. Okay, so here we are calling this method. Now let's run this program or project. So now let's check our database. So let's run this, and it has created two roles for us, admin and user. Very good. Let's close this guy and let's run this one also. So we have created admin here. So if we click here, ASP.NET user logins, you won't find anything. User claims, and here you might not find anything. ASP.NET role claims. Okay. Here it is also blank. ASP.NET user, ASP.NET user roles. Okay, so here inside this ASP.NET user role, it is the ID of user and it is the ID of role. So here we are saving that information. Okay, so now we have admin user and a normal user. Okay, so let's create the user and let's open this table, ASP.NET users, and let's delete those two previous users. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to delete these two rows. Okay, now we are fine, and let's close it for now. Okay, so let's run it again, and before running it, we will run it later. Now what should we do? Okay, so let's authorize our controller. So let's create a two controller here. First one should be a product controller. Okay, so here MVC controller empty. Let's name it product controller, and let's name it product controller.cs. Fine. Let's name it get all. Fine. And here let's create a views. So what I'm gonna do here, just add a folder and name it product. Okay, and here so let's copy any view from here. Let's copy this view and just paste it here. Let's rename it to get all. Okay, so here title, and change the title to products. Let's name it all products. Okay, so let's create another controller here, and let's copy this product controller. Let's save some time of R, and let's rename it to inventory. Okay, so let's open this guy and change it to inventory. Let's copy. Okay, that's fine. And let's copy here this view folder. Let's copy this folder and paste it here and change it to inventory. Okay, so if we press here Control MZ, then we can go here all inventory items. Okay, so that's how our view is gonna look like. It is inventory controller and it is our product controller. Fine. So let's open the shared folder. Let's go to this view and shared and layout. Fine. Now what should we do? We just have to copy these two links here, 1 and 2. Very good. Product, it will be our inventory. Okay, and here it will be get all, and it will be the same get all. It will be our products, and it will be our inventory. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, not run this. Let's not run this right now. Let's close this guy, and we do not need this guy also, not this guy also. Where are our controllers? And let's open those controllers we have created recently, inventory and the product controller. Okay, so let's run our project. So here, if we click here in product and inventory, and we are able to see these things, and what we want to do, we want to protect these products and inventory only if we are logged in. Then we can go into product section and this inventory section. So how can we do that? For that, what we have to do, we just have to write here authorized. Okay, and this inventory controller, we want that only admin can see that inventory. So here what we will do, we will define roles equals to admin. If you want that multiple user can see this controller or access this controller, you can add like this for multiple roles. Okay, but we want to give the access only to the admin. Okay, so only admin can access inventory and any logged in user can see the product section. Okay, that's it. It is just a hypothetical situation. Do not relate it with real world projects. Okay, so now let's run this project. Okay, so if we click here in products, then we are here in login section. Here it means we cannot access it. Okay, but we are able to see this link even without login. So what we can do for it, let's go there in the layout section. Now here, which is inventory, yeah, it is inventory and it is product. So let's write a condition here. If user dot identity and is authenticated, it means if user is authenticated, then he should be able to see this link, but this link should be only available to the admin. So user dot identity dot is in role, user dot is in role admin. Okay, so let's run this project again. Okay, so we are here and we are not able to see these links. Okay, so let's log in, but we do not have any user now, we only have the admin. So let's create this user John, john@gmail.com, john123, john@123. Click here on register. Okay, now we have registered and logged in. So what is happening here? Actually, we have a terrible situation here and I accidentally created, okay, where we are, actually I have assigned admin role to it. So where we can find this areas register.cs and let's search admin and we have to change it to user. Okay, so let's run this guy again and let's try to remove, but before we need to remove that entry. That's fine, let's not remove that thing, do not waste our time, and let's run this thing just. Okay, so let's register with this user Jack. Click here in register and now we have logged in with Jack and Jack is not able to see that inventory link. So if Jack tries to access the, let's say, inventory / get all, so here he will see access denied. Fine, so let's log in with admin@gmail.com and let's enter the password, login. Now admin is able to see both links, here products and here is our inventory. So let's close this thing and that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the project. Now, if you find this video helpful, then please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed this channel, please you can subscribe it also. So let's meet some other day with some new video on some new topic. So see you later.